Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, February 24th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is as above, so be below. I find my balance in the flow. And today we definitely have a few things happening today. So we have the moon shifting into Leo. Moon bringing it into Leo aligns us with inner child energy in the heart. And that's definitely going to kind of, I don't know, turn our focus for today. We also have Venus at the final degrees of Aquarius today. Venus will be shifting into Pisces tomorrow. So the final degrees always have some lessons that, again, feel very pertinent with today. And we also have that Mars-Pluto trine happening today. So there's definitely kind of like a certain level of intensity that we're going to be feeling in and through these energies today to be aware of. So again, Moon and Leo is definitely kind of like giving us the overall temperature of the day. And I have some cards. I have the Sun card, or the Innocence card, in reverse, and I have Playfulness in reverse. And these are both like inner child essence cards. And so our inner child may be a little bit grumpy. So do keep that in mind, because that may be behind some of the fiery nature. Now, Venus at those final degrees, it's very important that we be very aware of our personal worth and our gifts. And, you know, even with Aquarius energy, our place in the world, the place for our gifts in the world. But that's the thing, is so many of us have been talked out of our gifts or told that our gifts don't matter and we should focus on something more lucrative or conventional, although those words are less used. And so, you know, a lot of us have stuffed these parts of ourselves, you know, deep within us, or pushed them to the side. And this is a call, you know, with all the Aquarius energy, to really tune into that. Our gifts have a place. Your truest essence has a place in this world. It is of utmost importance. So do keep that in mind, especially if you're feeling really fiery or frustrated or not really sure even where to direct your energy. What are those latent gifts? What are those energies that are needed in the world at this time? So keeping that in mind. The Mars-Pluto trine. So a trine is a favorable, supportive connection. And yet these two players, Mars and Pluto, have a certain intensity. Like Mars, even though it's in Taurus, which is a little bit slow and steady wins the race kind of energy, Mars can still get very fiery, especially when it's being egged on, so to speak, by that Pluto energy. And Pluto has multifaceted energy. I always say Pluto is like the lightest light and it's the darkest dark. And so if our frustration levels with Mars are rising, Pluto, the dark side of Pluto, is like, fight them, get it out there, blah, you know, especially if our inner child's feeling a little feisty, right? And yet at the same time, this action can be very empowering. It can be very productive. It can actually be lucrative, especially when we're tuning into our worth and our gifts, which goes right hand in hand with that Taurus energy. So there's definitely multiple ways that we can experience this. But just be aware, my feeling is that we are going to be feeling fairly fiery. Now, another third thing of Pluto that just I was reminded of, a lot of times during Pluto transits, I get really, really sleepy. And I know that Spirit does this to kind of like knock me out, to help me move through some of my inner stuff. So there's also that, especially with Pisces energy. And I do have, this was actually at the top of the cards, the past lives energy. So there may be some deeper resonance, some deeper energies that are needed. Now, your work there is to know you're worthy of the rest. You're worthy of the time and space that you may need in order to align with your highest and best, to align with your young energy. So even though it may seem counterproductive, if you are feeling that, give yourself the rest that you need with that. So a lot of various energies coming up for us today. And again, I do feel like worth is playing a large part of these energies. So being very aware when you're showing up, like really noticing, yes, I'm worthy. and noticing when you're feeling less than worthy, noticing when your inner child, I got those two cards, when your inner child may be feeling a little bit less than worthy. Interesting. Miser energy again. I've been pulling this card a lot lately. Be aware too of where you're holding on. So it's interesting because we have Pluto and Taurus in these earth signs. And earth sign energy, it's very grounded, but sometimes it can also feel kind of stuck. So this energy may also be here to help like jostle the stuck energy. I also call Pluto energy Plutonic colonic. So stuff comes up. We're unclogging the pipes. The toilet pipes, colonic pipes, right? We're unclogging these energies to let it flow and let it go. But be aware where you may be holding on. What we really want is to feel the freedom of that possibilities card, and we absolutely can. And like I said, that past lives card, it may not just be from this lifetime. So there's definitely a lot of energy coming in. We also have the moon in Leo making several connections. Did I mention the worth stuff? It is up. Moon in Leo is also going to be squaring Lilith. So we got some Lilith energy in there. And then it's going to be squaring Uranus. And Uranus loves to trigger. So between the Pluto energy, well, it's incense smoke right here. Between the Pluto energy, take this opportunity clear, right? Between the Pluto energy and the Uranus energy feeding in today, it is a day where we can make, I would say, mini quantum leaps around our personal worth, around ourselves and how we're showing up in the world and our gifts. And yet it may be quite triggering. So do keep that in mind. That Lilith piece is in there as well. And I feel like our inner child is very well acquainted with Lilith energy, and the Lilith energy is oftentimes that which we were told to shut out. I can't tell you how many times I still deal with this as an adult, but how many times as a child I was shut down from what I was saying. Now, I know as a Sagittarius, I tended to have a very say it as I see it kind of existence. And yet, you know, while we can learn to cultivate our communication, maybe there was value in what I had to say. And I don't know, I'm kind of feeling that with this Lilith energy. Where were you shut down in this? And where does your inner child need to revive that energy through all this work that we're doing? So do be aware of it. Again, it may feel kind of triggering. And that's when you really need to, you know, hug yourself a little bit harder, a little bit more. So I'm going to leave that there for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And stay curious. Namaste.